Hi beautiful souls, it's Tan back here on this Astrology, Human Design and Gene Keys channel with you with a short video today addressing house systems and different types of astrologies. But before we get started, don't forget to head over to my second YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button there. It's an art channel and I'm doing a lot of painting this month in October because I'm doing an art challenge where I paint every day. So head over there and hit the subscribe button and come along with me on my art journeys. I'll give you guys a link to that in the description box below. So yeah, let's get started. I want to make today's video as quick as possible because I don't think it's necessary to go on and on about which astrology is accurate, because first of all, astrology is not about accuracy. It's not just about accuracy. And you know, there's this thought or idea behind astrology that the more accurate an astrologer is, the better they are. And I just cringe whenever, you know, I hear that, and I just cringe whenever I get certain people telling me that, wow, you're so accurate in what you say, because that's not my intention. My intention is not to be accurate. If I was accurate in what I say, then why am I saying it? If I can tell you that, hey, you grew up in a family with 5 brothers and sisters, that's pretty accurate. Why do I need to tell you that? I can say, oh, you know, you are somebody that, you know, when you get angry, you react really quickly. Wow, you're so accurate. Why am I telling you that? Like, you already know that about yourself. Why do I have to tell you? That's not my intention. And the intention of astrology, a good astrologer, is also not to be telling you that. It's to be providing you with more insight into things that you don't already know. Of course, they can tell you things that you may find are accurate, for the purpose of trust. You know, you would trust an astrologer more if they could provide you with some accuracy. But that shouldn't be the one and only thing that an astrologer is doing for you, is accuracy. That's the number one thing of all, is that when you're looking at different astrologies, whether that is tropical, you know, vedic, or true sidereal, or whether you're looking at different house systems in astrology, you know, equal house, a whole sign, or placidus, I want you guys to like forget about accuracy, because all of the house systems and all of the different types of astrology are going to be accurate in their own way, depending on, you know, what the philosophy behind them and how they're created and what they're created for. Because actually different astrologies and different house systems have a different purpose. And that's number one thing. Number two thing, whatever system of astrology you want to use or house system you want to use, there are things like philosophies behind each type of astrology. Like if you want to do Vedic astrology is linked to certain gods and goddesses and the meanings of them. There's a different way of reading that. You know, if you want to look at whole signs, look at the house in whole sign. It's very important, and how each house lines up with particular signs and what that would mean. And it's so good to use for really like looking at areas of your life and what's being impacted. You know, if you don't want to use whole sign, if you prefer placidus, look at the drama of the planets and their degrees and how they're going around the chart. There's a certain amount of drama there, and really do like your research on that. I think there's a really good astrologer. His name is David Cochrane. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. And he really talks about the different house systems and what they mean. And if I can find that video, I'll provide a link in the description box below, and you guys can have a look at that. And like, yeah, like really do your research about what makes up each house system, and you will find that they are made differently and they are meant for different purposes. Look at how Vedic or tropical or true sidereal is created, how these systems are mapped, how the stars are mapped with each different system. They're all different, and they're for a different purpose. So, yes. So therefore, which house system is more accurate? Which house system should I use? And which system of astrology in general is more accurate, you know, Vedic or tropical, and which one should I use? That's up to you. And you have to do the research for that, and you have to dig into that yourself, and you have to, try to look at these different systems or different house systems and how it impacts your life, and really understand how to read them with regards to their philosophies behind them. And if you don't want to do the research and you don't have the time for it, that's totally normal and understandable. Go with the house system of an astrologer that you trust. So the reason I say this is because that, an astrologer can, give you an interpretation of your chart, right? That, may not help you in your life, that may not provide you with much insight. And therefore, it doesn't really matter what house system they use or what type of astrology they do. It's how they do it. So therefore, you have, if you don't do your own research and you have no idea of like what house system you should go with, but you can at least go with the astrologer and that house system that they're using, because if you are not doing your own research and things like that, and you don't know this kind of stuff deeply, right? The very good basis for how you should be reading your charts and things like that is the astrologer. That's what you have next. First, you have your own research and your own depth of insight into the systems and the houses. But if you don't have time for that, which is totally normal, then you have the astrologer that you can go with next. So that would be like one way of looking at that. Because I also feel like it's not enough. Like if you look at your placidus, let's say your sun is in the first house, but then you look at, let's say, equal house and your sun is in the second house. And they're in different houses, and then you try to read up, sun in the first house and sun in the second house. And you're thinking, oh, sun in the second house applies more to my life. I resonate more with that. And that's also the thing about astrology, is that it's not about the resonance or the accuracy. That's not the only thing that you can base astrology on. It's about solving problems in your life and having some kind of solution there, and the insight that it's going to give you to let you know something else about your life that you don't already know. If that kind of makes sense. So, just because you say that, oh, I resonate more with having sun in the second house, it doesn't mean that your sun may not also have traits of being a first house sun. It just means that you may not know it. It may be a subconscious part of you. There may be elements of your life that you're not aware of, where your sun is there in the first house. And so therefore, basing it off of accuracy or what you resonate with is still not a valid enough reason. And so that's why I say, if you can't find, do the research, then go with the astrologer. But another way of looking at different house systems and what to use, or looking at different astrologies and what to use, and this is what I like to do, is that I like to use all of them. And that's maybe because of my Mercury in Gemini and my Gemini ascendant, and I don't mind kind of just like the versatility of using all of them and having the more the better, for me. But that's maybe not for everybody. But I think that we are multi-dimensional beings. We have a multi-dimensional soul, and we're not just one thing or the other. Like, for example, in equal house and in placidus, my sun is in the 11th house. But in whole sign, my sun is in the 12th house. And I think I'm both. Like, I can see myself having both sun in the 11th, but also the karmic stuff of sun in the 12th is very deep in my heart as well. But I also have that sun in the 11th of, pursuing my goals and having some objectives in my life. And so I see myself as both. And of course, when I was younger, I would not imagine that I had sun in the 12th, because that part of myself was probably still unseen. And I would have thought that sun in the 11th was more accurate. But with regards to life experience and, becoming older every day, I realized that I do have that part of myself that does have the sun in the 12th. And so things about yourself, they kind of unravel and reveal to you over time, over the course of your life, to reveal the multi-dimensional layers of you. And so therefore, that's like another way of looking at this, and how you may want to use different house systems and different astrologies, is to look at all of them and to be open to a part of yourself that maybe you don't already know and see yet. So, beautiful souls, I hope you enjoyed this video, and that's going to be it for today. So before we finish off, don't forget to head over to my second YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button there if you're interested in readings, I do have services available, and you can check out my website, links in the description box below, and link to my second YouTube channel in the description box below as well. And let me know what you guys think about this topic, and that's it. So have a beautiful day, beautiful souls. Bye.